Hello, Red Cow Arcade subscribers. Me again, the disembodied voice of Mark Elliott from Beyond the Grave. I did Disney narrations in the 90s. The following clip was recorded prior to the sale of the BoxMac VHS tapes. The tapes have since sold out in their first hours of being available, so some of the following clip may be outdated or even insulting. But here's what you can do to dry your pitiful tears. Visit redcowentertainment.com/store, and under the sold out VHS item, you'll see links to the labels, sleeves, and digital files for the VHS tapes, all for free. Use these to make your own at home, or just enjoy the VHS presentation digitally. With that, ladies and gentlemen, EJ Massa and Frankie Frayne. Big EJ and Frankie fans, by the way.
Do you remember, EJ? A couple months ago, we put out a video saying that we're interested in releasing BoxMac on VHS, and we had been working on it.
Yes, I recall.
Every now and then I have this flight of fancy where I want to release select episodes of BoxMac on VHS.
For the entire time that we've been making BoxMac, we have joked that, like, you can find clips where we're like, wouldn't it be funny to make a best of BoxMac VHS release? Wouldn't that be cool?
Then I thought, wouldn't it be amusing to produce an entire VHS tape?
This project has come to fruition. We are about ready to launch.
Shut the front door.
Right. So to recap, obviously we like tapes around here. For some reason, even before I became like more of a VHS enthusiast in the last like couple of years, you go back to like 2016, I was talking about like it being a dream to release BoxMac on VHS, probably because we made those Halloween specials. We shot them in 4x3. It just felt right, you know?
I remember Angry Kirby like made his own bootleg one. And
Yes.
he made a cover that like had like really shittily drawn, and I was like drunk on the floor or something.
Excellent point. Right. And he did in fact dub some episodes to it, but of course, you know, didn't go like the extra mile or anything. And then, to recap, it was Levi, one of our, who now has become a slob. So he's enrolled in Slob University.
When I grow up, I'm going to Bovine University.
But he was like a newish fan, or at least a newish patron. And he reached out to me to be like, hey, I think like I actually misunderstood him a little bit. I thought he was interested in developing like a full blown product of a VHS of BoxMac. He was like, hey, because he was going on Discord being like, what's everybody's favorite episodes? Because he was trying to build a best of BoxMac VHS. Then I was like, well, you really should do the Halloween ones because they're shot in 4x3. And it's, because he was a VHS enthusiast. And I think he wanted to make his own. And then he starts panning and scanning, and he was going to do it in 4x3. And I was like, oh, really? And I started to weigh in. And he started to show me what he was doing. And then I was like, let me get you a reformatted version of the logo that's in 4x3. And then suddenly we were working on it together. And then suddenly it was like, well, this should just be a product that we're selling, right? Like very quickly it became that. And so we developed a beautiful relationship very quickly. And he identified a company in Canada that will do your sleeves. To me, the sleeves were always going to be like the most important thing. Because at the end,
it's like the Etsy tapes you get. It's like the important thing is what it looks like on the shelf.
Yeah, because for the most part, that's how you're going to experience the product, right? Like, it's even conceivable that people will buy this and not have a VCR. So that's a really important element to it. Speaking of Etsy, I mentioned in the last podcast that I bought a Halloween collection of South Park that somebody on Etsy had made with like a nice box art that looks like the old releases. And I got it, and it's nice. It's very clear that the sleeve is DIY. It's like made out of paper, like by the person. You know, it ain't bad. It's not bad, but it's not right. It's not, it's not that nice. It's not like that glossy finish, like well cut, perfect edges, right weight. It's not quite right. It's a home job. And for me, the appeal is that it feels like it's commercial, like a commercial release of the thing. And then I pop in the tape, and for, the first few from the early seasons are 4x3, great. And then as soon as you get to the 16:9 ones, EJ, what do you think happens?
They get squeezed.
Motherfucker. I'm like, oh no. So I always took a lot of not to mention, like, it's a small thing. Like, we were talking about the Katie videos, where I'm like, oh, they didn't even put in like a commercial or like a fake commercial or something, some kind of home video release or something as the bumper, at the beginning of the video. Like for Logan, it just rolls into Logan and it's a squished presentation. I'm like, okay, so this is really in her case, like this is all about the sleeves, right?
Right.
So the sleeves were important to me. The presentation was important to me. If you're going to put it out, I want it to be the perfect product for a VHS enthusiast like myself. I want it to live up to my standards for these products.
Exactly.
So we went back and forth for quite a while to get it to where we wanted it to be. And yeah, they don't exceed 2.5 hours. And I've now seen the video quality and it's spot on. It was his idea. He said, let's make the shells, the tapes themselves, blue and yellow, at least for this like first push. So now he's buying blue and yellow shells from from other releases to make this happen. So the dude's put in a lot of elbow grease to make this happen. So we finally got our sleeves back from Canada, and I'm going to read his note first to memorialize this really nice thing, and then we'll show you the product. RCE Crew. It's finally here. What started as a flight of fancy and a fan project has become a real release. The first pressed copies are Frankie's, and there's a set for the rest of the crew. One of the best of boxes has a slight imperfection, which is my copy. I'd be honored if the crew would sign my set. Thank you all so much for making the show so fun that it had to be on tape. It's been great putting this together, and hopefully the other fans love it too. Say yes to VHS, rewind or die, and above all, keep circulating the tapes. God bless all of you, Levi Reed, Cap, who we see on Discord all the time.
Amazing. Yeah, we'll be filming a Christmas special probably soon, so we'll sign that thing completely.
Yes. Cap gets them signed. And then for Frankie, I won't unveil them quite yet, but he actually look how lovely. He actually wrapped these up. For Frankie, best of BoxMac, 1 out of 50. BoxMac Halloween, 1 out of 50. The first produced of each. The stuff dreams are made of. He had this idea of like, should we have little numbers on them that indicate like this is and I said no, because I was like, I think probably I don't want there to be like another thing to compete for. Because if there's only 50 of each, like these are probably going to fly out the window. Yeah. So I just want everybody to feel like they got the same thing, whoever got them. But all right, without further ado, folie adieu. There they are.
Beautiful.
This is always a problem. Look at those. So these designs are by, and of course you have your sides, and of course you have your backs. These designs are by Chris LaRue, who is unmatched with this kind of thing.
Yeah, he did all of our Blu-rays for BoxMac. Beautiful, always good. He did there's a garish Cheeto version of me on the latest one.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he's for this one we said let's base it a little bit on one of those you remember the dinosaurs?
Oh yeah.
So that title is kind of based on dinosaurs. So if anybody knows that tape, and they had stickers that they would put on those. Now this is actually like built into the design. Turn me over, more holiday fun on the other side, which just means the description. But then, the blue tape.
Oh, shit.
Right? So Halloween's blue, and you can see, hopefully, that you have the RCE in the style of the Family Home Entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Of course. I have the Turtles tape here somewhere. Yeah.
And it says stuff on it. Any commercial or duplication of this copyright material without prior licensing is honestly fine. Do what you will. It's on YouTube anyway.
It's awesome.
A bunch of our names are on there. So that's the blue one. And yeah, so for those curious, it's the first 5 Halloween shows. So it's all in 4x3. Stunning. Downgraded 4x3. It's Tales from the Craft, Massacre at the Junt Place, Max 3 Science Theater 3000, Boxdemic, and Falsgraph.
And didn't you upload like a version of that 4.3 thing to YouTube so that it's immortalized?
Yeah, and I'll make that publicly available probably right after we put these up for sale. And that's something I should add, I should mention. We are going to limit sales to 1 of each per person. Because there are only so many of these to go around. If like, I've already heard people be like, "Oh, I'm going to snatch up like 5 or something." I'm like, "All right, well then you'll have bought 10% of the whole stock." So we can't do that. So So there'll be one limited one. Other people have asked, are you shipping international? Yes, but you're going to pay. You're going to pay. These are, you're going to pay, and you're going to pay for them. It's $30 per tape, and it's $5.40 for the shipping, domestic. And then if you are international, it's an additional $20 for the shipping. Or an additional $15, I think, so that it's the $5.40 factors in whatever. It's like a little. There's a little drop down menu on the website. So here's the yellow, and we talked about this. Yes, probably, or whatever. And this has the Fox kind of label. And I should mention, these have end labels too. That's not, you don't always see that with a commercial release.
No, you don't.
And this also says something cheeky about, federal law provides severe civil and criminal penalties for the unauthorized reproduction, distribution, or exposition of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs. But guess what? We're authorizing it. Criminal copyright infringement will not be investigated by RCE because we have no time.
Nice.
And this one has how many minutes of content? 98 minutes. So this one's shorter. So this has which episodes? It's got episode 8, Rapid Mac Cooker, episode 57, Frozen Evol, episode 102, Vegan Mac Fest, where we went to Worcester.
Oh, that was a good one.
Episode 160, Campbell's Condensed Cheddar Soup Mac. That's when we went over the entire BoxMac database, like the big presentation that Sam did. Episode 169, Good and Well. So that's the the George Washington bloodletting one, and the washing noodles in a small pond. And then Wrestling Mac as well. So there's 6 episodes on here. So here's the deal. We're gonna put out a little commercial, and when that commercial hits, these will go on sale, and that will happen this week.
Amazing.
And it's happening.
There's a little surprise in that commercial, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, well, should I spoil it? Would that be fun? Do you remember when we were young, at the beginning, like at the beginning of every 90s VHS for Disney, there was always a guy that was like, CBS Fox Video presents your feature presentation. It was actually, he did those too, but it would always be like, and now from Walt Disney Pictures.
Coming soon to video cassette. On March 3rd, 1995, see the magic.
That guy. Well, I naturally, I would love for him to do our voiceover.
Is he dead? Is he dead?
So that dude's dead, of course, and not that we could afford him anyway. But through the miracle of voice cloning.
we can bring him back.
Sometimes that is better.
Well, sometimes that is better.
But I was able to write a little script and voice clone his ass. And here's what you get.
We brought him back like Grand Moff Tarkin.
Right. All freaky, but it sounds pretty good. You heard it, right?
Yes.
Now available on video cassette from Red Cow Entertainment. Now on VHS, bring home BoxMac with 2 exciting new volumes. First, watch the best of BoxMac with 6 classic episodes. Then, catch 5 BoxMac Halloween specials. Relive classic moments with The Craft Keeper, Maxtory Science Theater, and Falsgraph. Both tapes were lovingly downgraded and reformatted to stunning 4x3 and will look perfect on your retro game TV. And if you don't have a VCR, and let's face it, you probably don't, perhaps these beautiful and vibrant tape sleeves and mac and cheese colored shells will make a nice rectangular totem to clutter your home. These are limited quantity, so get yours now from redcowentertainment.com/store. Act now before these tapes go back into the fucking vault.
Yeah, man, that's the project. That's and then maybe the next question would be, are you going to do any more of these? I guess we'll probably, now that we actually know how to do it and we have a kind of a path, I think we'll measure interest. And if it's very high, if these fly off the shelves, as I kind of expect that they will, we'll probably do another run of these so that everybody who wants one can get one. it's possible that the next run would be like a DIY run. So it's like go dub your own tape, and we'll ship you the sleeve.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
we'll ship you the labels. That would work well, actually, because I think for us to have printed 100 of them was like $350 for us.
Mhm.
So if we sold those for like a kit for $10, and then somebody could go off and make their own, that we'll give you the file for free or something. That would work. Yeah,
that would work. Yeah, absolutely.
And if that worked, then we could make all kinds of stuff. We could put maybe some of the feature films on VHS. We could we could probably put like, I was thinking like best of Christmas. So you wouldn't put a whole Christmas special on, but maybe you'd put like, remember they used to, like best of SNL Christmas, and it'd be segments, we could do segments.
Yeah. I was thinking like I could do EJ Cooks, maybe a few of those, and like have the style of the box be like Ellen Brown's Good Eats.
All you got to do is pay Chris and, wait a little bit, and you got yourself a sleeve, man. You provide him the assets. So yeah, it's fun as hell. And, for every once in a while, we'll get a comment that's like, well, you're really trying to make VHS happen, or what's with people trying to make VHS happen, or it's not going to be like vinyl. Or I remember 2 years ago when we just floated the question of like, will these things become collectible? We got a lot of people being like, no, because it's shit and it's shitty. And it's like, you're fucking wrong, dude. VHS is in right now.
It's fun. We're having fun. Get over it.
Alien Romulus is getting a VHS release.
Yeah. That's not a coincidence, buddy.
And so the question is why? Because obviously it's not for video fidelity or anything else. It's like, well, because there's not very many physical collectors, but the people who are physical collectors like special things. That's why.
Yeah.
They want the movie or the show or whatever to be a toy. And now this kind of turns it into a toy.
Yeah. Well, I went to Salvation Army the other day because there's a Salvation Army like near the Big Y that I go like grocery shopping at, and I stop in every once in a while, and it paid off because I found the speaker to this Dell monitor there. It was very worthwhile, and I saw on the shelf just sitting there, and it was.
Oh shit, son!
Well, just seeing that logo, I was like, oh, and then right next to it was Batman Returns. So I, there were $1 each. It's like, get out of town. I'm getting these, and they're in pretty good condition. I put them in. I saw the Diet Coke commercial.
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Love it,
and it's great. I was joking because I'm like, see, I'm transitioning from Halloween to Christmas, and then right next to that was It's a Wonderful Life. So we're really good.
We've talked about It's a Wonderful Life. I remember it made you emotional last year.
Every year it makes me, and this is it's actually sealed. I haven't opened it, and it comes with a brass holiday ornament. I don't know where it would be in this box, but apparently it's in there. I don't know, unless
it might be a fun new way to re-experience the movie you watch every year.
Well, yeah, I mean, because this is, I don't know, it's 4x3 anyway, so might as well. Yeah, so I don't know. We're having fun. VHSs are fun.
I think it's like, I think we have relationships with movies and with shows and with media. And so it's like any relationship. It's like any human relationship. It's like it gets stale after a while where you're like, I've seen that movie a million times or what,
Yeah. And I've seen the AI upscale and it makes me unhappy.
Yeah. And, and so like, it's like if you got back together with some old friends and you're like, hey, let's like go do the thing we used to do. Or, or if you went out with your wife and you're like, let's go to a different restaurant than we ever go to or what, like, it's just a way to shake up. Like we were watching the South Park movie on VHS in 4x3, not the best way to watch that movie, but it definitely tickled something. I was like, I remember watching this movie like this. This is, it's like, it reconnects you with when you first discovered the thing. Mm-hmm. So of course there's psychology behind this.
Yeah. Cause I popped this baby into, this is the Batman one, into my Sony Trinitron with the wood grain panels and just seeing it on that screen, it's like it fits. It fits that.
Yeah.
You know, it's
of the era.
It's of the era, and it's magical, and like the picture quality sucks, but it works on that screen.
I swear, you know, not to beat a dead horse, it's a discussion that's gone round in circles for way too long. But there's definitely something about playing NES on original hardware on an original TV, and I think a lot of it is the refresh rate, actually.
Yeah.
A CRT refresh rate, because there's something about the fluidity and speed of the game and of the character that is slightly different. I mean, I know there's lag, but I'm talking about like something about like the fluidity of the character on a CRT. It feels more free in some way. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like when Jason sent me his NES to mod, I first tested out the RF signal just to make sure the whole thing worked. And it was the first time I saw NES through RF in over 20 years. And I was like, this is way better looking than I remember it. And then also there's an organic feeling to it. It's like, it's shimmering and it's alive. It's very interesting. It's like, oh, this is what I would have seen when I was a kid.
Hey, remember Ghostbusters? Oh, I remember Slimy?
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.